Welcome to Open History channel. Be sure to subscribe and like so you don't miss out on more video like this one.
Project Abigail is a chilling urban legend tied to early Area 51. It tells of Abigail Wester, exposed to radiation after World War II. The tale claims she vanished into the Nevada desert. Her fate unknown. In 1870, woodcarver František Rint arranged thousands of skeletons in the Sedlec ossuary. Fact: using bones from 40,000 people, he created a profound memento mori, reflecting equality in death. Jane Mansfield and Frank Sinatra in 1963. In May 1945, two sisters embraced upon their liberation from Ravensbrück. Fact: emaciated and silent after months of horror, their wordless hug became a powerful symbol of the human spirit's endurance. Lalit Patidar is an Indian teenager with hypertrichosis, an extremely rare genetic condition causing excessive hair growth. Fewer than 50 cases are recorded since the Middle Ages. In 1898, Victor Loret found the mummy of Amenhotep II still resting in his original sarcophagus. Fact: known for his physical prowess, this warrior pharaoh's remains show gray hair and healed injuries from a life of endurance. In 1942, 13-year-old Anne Frank began her diary to share the secrets of her heart. Fact: though she doubted anyone would care, her words became one of history's most vital testimonies. Photo of Louisita Leyers, a German power trapeze artist in the 1920s. She proudly displayed her strength, enjoyed a long circus career, but injury and post-war malnutrition ended her performances. In Auschwitz, Baker Stanislaw Stimler's life was reduced to 17 days before systematic annihilation claimed him. Fact: his final portrait captures a resolute human presence that refused to be erased by the machinery of genocide. Sergei Eisenstein posing with a giant cactus in Mexico around 1930 or 1931. What looked like a Halloween prop in an abandoned house was a man's body. He had overdosed alone and lay unnoticed for months, identified, yet forgotten, until reality replaced assumption. In Beverly Hills, Ashley Judd refused a producer's advances, leading to a silent 20-year blacklist. Fact: her 2017 testimony exposed Harvey Weinstein's systemic abuse and ignited the global Weinjar Me Too movement. In 1863, Jacob Miller survived a musket ball to the forehead at the Battle of Chickamauga. Fact: he carried lead in his head for 31 years, living with a steel engraving of the battle imprinted on his brain by constant pain. This reconstruction imagines a man moments before the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD. Buried under ash, Pompeii froze in time, preserving lives, streets, and final poses that reveal the sudden, merciless power of nature. James Stewart found solace in his dog, Bo, after his wife's death. Fact: his tearful poem about Bo on live TV moved millions, showing that even a war hero's heart can be softened by a loyal friend. Winner of the 1924 Miss America pageant. In 1990, a multi-lane highway separated Düsseldorf, Germany, from the Rhine. Fact: by 2019, the city moved the road underground, transforming the waterfront into a vibrant pedestrian park. In 1961, 19-year-old Joan Trumpauer Mulholland was jailed in Mississippi for joining the Freedom Rides. A white student risking everything for black civil rights, she endured Parchman Prison and never stepped back from the struggle. 11,000 years ago, Romito too lived as a hunter-gatherer, despite his dwarfism in ancient Italy. Fact: his survival into adulthood proves that Paleolithic groups practiced profound care and social inclusion for those with physical differences. In the mid-90s, Jennifer Aniston and Matthew Perry starred in a quirky video guide for Windows 95. Fact: this cyber sitcom was a massive marketing stunt designed to demystify the new operating system for millions of first-time PC users. On January 13, 86 BC, Gaius Marius died, 7-time consul, victor over the Cimbri, and architect of Rome's army reforms. His rivalry with Sulla reshaped the Republic and hastened its fall into civil war. The Chachapoyas mummy displays perfect dental health due to a sugar-free, balanced diet. Fact: known as the empire's most beautiful people, their women were recruited as virgins of the sun to serve the Inca and prepare sacred rituals. In March 1945, a German woman wept amidst the ruins of Dessau following Allied air raids. Fact: the bombardment destroyed 80% of the city center, leaving survivors to mourn among the debris of a collapsing regime. In 2011, Iraq War veteran Sergeant James Hackemer rode a New York roller coaster despite safety rules. Lacking leg restraints, he was thrown from the ride and died instantly, his dog tags still around his neck. In 1892, a visit to the dentist was a brutal affair involving pliers and no anesthesia. Fact: before modern dentistry, extractions were often performed by barbers or blacksmiths, making a simple toothache a terrifying ordeal for patients. Behind the scenes of Heat in 1995, Val Kilmer trains at a firing range with former 22 SAS operator Mick Gould, mastering the HK-41A2 to prepare for his intense cinematic role. In 1914, German officials in East Africa tried riding zebras to avoid horse diseases. Fact: though they bred hybrids for resistance, they found the zebra's stubborn nature was impossible to tame for colonial service. In December 2022, actress Chloe East posed for Harper's Bazaar in a modern pin-up style, promoting her upcoming film The Fabelmans, and blending classic glamour with contemporary fashion. In ancient Lydia, Queen Nicia was forced into a betrayal by her husband's obsession. Fact: after discovering his deception, she gave a bodyguard a choice: kill the king or die himself, leading to a new royal dynasty. On 27 September 1944 in Warsaw, a Home Army soldier is dragged from the sewers by German forces during the Dworkowa Street Massacre, one of 140 victims, highlighting the brutal cost of resistance in the uprising. Multiple myeloma begins as a subtle ache, quietly replacing healthy blood cells with abnormal ones. Fact: this disease creates fragile holes in the bones and shifts body chemistry, turning simple movements into a dangerous struggle. Over 8,500 years ago, the woman of Søgne lived by Norway's ancient shore, surviving the Ice Age's end, relying on fish and seals, leaving traces now revealed beneath the modern sea. Laborers high atop the Brooklyn Bridge in 1920. In 1904, an immigrant family arrived at Ellis Island, the gateway to a new life. Fact: between 1892 and 1954, over 12 million people passed through these gates, carrying nothing but their belongings and their hopes. 2 skeletons were found seated inside a large barrel, a rare post-medieval European burial practice, likely linked to epidemics, maritime traditions, or limited resources. In 1590, Raja Man Singh of Amber was celebrated for his unique blend of genius and courage. Fact: as a legendary commander for Emperor Akbar, his firm administration was said to turn even the most defiant into obedient subjects. In the 1930s, men wore signs detailing their skills and family needs to find work during the Great Depression. Fact: with unemployment peaking at 25%, even veterans and college-trained professionals were forced to beg for any decent job to save their homes. A Dutch mother and her daughters are pictured at Ellis Island in 1906, wearing traditional Zeeland clothing, capturing a glimpse of immigrant life and cultural heritage. New York's Flatiron Building rose as a symbol of progress, while many still face the harsh realities of hunger and war. Fact: from jobless men in the Great Depression to emaciated camp survivors, history's shadows loomed even as cities reached for the sky. Stjepan Filipović, a Yugoslav commander, was executed by Nazis in 1942 in Valjevo, Serbia, defiantly raising his hands and shouting for freedom as a young photographer captured the moment. Adele Hugo, daughter of Victor Hugo, chose complete silence after heartbreak, living from 1850 to 1915 without speaking a single word. A life marked by love, loss, and unbroken grief. In 1242, the Teutonic Knights were decisively defeated by Russian forces at the Battle on the Ice. Fact: this historic clash on the frozen Lake Peipus halted the eastward expansion of the Northern Crusades and became a legendary symbol of Russian defense. An intact human nervous system, dissected in 1925 by 2 medical students over 1,500 hours, only 4 exist worldwide. Norway, silent film actress Bessie Love in the early 1920s. Auschwitz-Birkenau was liberated on January 27, 1945. Over 1.1 million people were murdered there, yet survivors like Simone Weil turned tragedy into a lifelong fight for human rights. In 1903, Nawab Muhammad Bahawal Khan Vive made a grand entry into the Delhi Durbar as the second-ranking Punjab chief. Fact: his camp featured a massive Islamic-style arch and a 46-yard tent held up by silver poles, hosting 500 staff members and soldiers. 1940 Pontiac plexiglass ghost car shown at the 1939 New York World's Fair. In 1920, left-wing workers of the Red Ruhr Army revolted in Germany to establish a council republic. Fact: the rebellion was crushed within weeks, leaving 1,600 dead and forcing survivors to flee to the French-occupied Rhineland. Kudaro III, a 40,000-year-old girl from the Caucasus, carried both modern and archaic human lineage, a living bridge showing early humans once met, mingled, and shared life in rugged mountains. The Peace of Bautzen, signed on 30th January 1018, ended conflicts between Poland and the Holy Roman Empire, settling disputes over Lusatia, Upper Lusatia, Bohemia, Moravia, and Slovakia. Many WW2 German officers wore prominent facial scars, known as Schmiss, which were not battle wounds, but honors from student fencing. These marks, like those on Otto Skorzeny, symbolized toughness and academic courage. Two sailors peer through a shell hole on HMS Tiger's turret roof after the 1916 Battle of Jutland, where the ship took 15 hits and suffered 24 deaths and 46 wounded. In 1842, British captives in Kabul were forced to wear Afghan dress during their confinement. Fact, sketched by Lieutenant Vincent Eyre, a fellow prisoner, these images document the survivors of the disastrous First Anglo-Afghan War. In 581, the Slavs invaded Greece, Thrace, and Thessaly, conquering cities, burning villages, and enslaving the population, taking control while the emperor fought Persia far away. In July 1941, a wounded Soviet prisoner was filmed receiving water and tobacco in the village of Omalia. Fact, such rare moments of humanity captured on film were often used as propaganda, contrasting sharply with the brutal reality of the Eastern Front. This rock painting, thousands of years old, shows a strange humanoid figure in red and white pigments, likely used for ritual or spiritual storytelling. In 1526, Babur founded the Mughal dynasty after his historic victory at the Battle of Panipat. Fact, by using cannons to reshape the subcontinent, he launched a 500-year legacy of art and architecture that still defines South Asian culture today.
Thanks for watching. Got an idea for a forgotten era I should explore? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to make it.